Learn more, achieve more.
See, first thing is aldehyde and ketone are collectively studied because of what it is? This group. Okay, because of they both are collectively called as, they both are collectively studied due to presence of this group. Okay, this group is called as, this group is called as carbonyl group. Okay, this is group is not ketone. Okay, keep it in a mind and write it in a notes. It is not ketone only. Okay, so normally this is the mistake done by most of the students. This is the mistake done by the most of the students. Okay, aldehyde and ketone are combinedly studied because they have a one common group that is called as carbonyl group. What is the hybridization of it? sp2 hybridization and 3 sigma bond, 1 pi bond. Okay, and shape is going to be triangular planar. What is shape? Triangular planar is the shape of this carbonyl group. Okay, carbonyl group, and it is valence is how much? Divalent. Okay, how many bonds it can form further apart from the already existing bonds? It can form how many bonds? 2 bonds. That's why it is called as a divalent. Because of this reason only aldehyde and ketones are studied together. Okay, now it depends on what group are present on this one. Okay, let us take it as a G1 and G2. Okay, if G1 and G2, if let us take G1 and G2, okay, both are hydrogen, both are hydrogen, then it is called as, commercial name is formaldehyde. What is the commercial name? Formaldehyde. Okay, otherwise IUPAC name, if both group are hydrogen, if group 1 and group 2 both are hydrogen, then it is called as a formaldehyde, and formaldehyde IUPAC name is, see, one carbon is there, meth, and there is no chance of double bond, therefore an, and suffix used for aldehyde is al, methanol. Okay, so methanol is the IUPAC name and formaldehyde is the commercial name. Okay, so you should be prepared in all aspect. Don't think that the question will be only in IUPAC. So commercial name also important. This makes an important one. Okay, now let us take G1, and G1 is hydrogen. G1 is hydrogen, but G2 is some alkyl group. Okay, that time also it is going to be some aldehyde. There is no fixed name. The further name will be fixed depending upon the which type of alkyl group you attach. Depending on the which group of alkyl group you attach, that is going to be named. Understood? Now even it can be R also, even it can be aryl group also. Okay, so for that safety side I will write AR. AR means aromatic. Aromatic means benzene and its derivative. Okay, now the third chance can be G1 and G2. Both can be alkyl group. Both can be alkyl group. Okay, that time it will be called as ketone. Okay, that will be called as ketone. Is it understood? So this is about the history of the aldehyde and ketone. How you segregate them. That is the history of the aldehyde and ketone. Okay. Okay, so that means what we are studying is carbonyl group. Okay, carbonyl group are further divided into these two parts. Okay, these two parts. What are those two parts? Aldehyde and ketone. Okay, their properties are similar due to carbonyl group. Okay, ketone is further divided into how many parts? Two types. Okay, first one is called symmetrical ketone. Okay, and the second one is called as unsymmetrical ketone. Second one is called as what? Unsymmetrical ketone. Okay, in symmetrical ketone both R and R dash will be same. Okay, And in unsymmetrical ketone, R will not be equal to R dash. Both alkyl group attached on ketonic group, that is carbonyl group, will be different. Okay, so carbonyl group is divalent group with sp2 hybridization. Okay, and in aldehyde, if both are hydrogen, okay, hydrogen and hydrogen. So sometimes it is confusing. Most of the time they will be writing like this. Okay, when both are hydrogen, they will be writing it as a HCHO. What they will be writing? HCHO. Sometimes what they will write? HCH2O. So there are a lot of confusions until unless you don't know the structure like this. This are the all the three varieties. If both groups are, it can be written as HCHO, it can be written as a CH2O, it can be written like this also. Okay, all these name will be formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is a commercial name, and one carbon is there, that's why meth, and single bond is there, AN. Aldehyde's functional group will be AL. Okay, methanol. Is it understood? So this is about the carbonyl group, and further we are going to study. Okay, so next let us start with the some commercially important and substances which are further used in every place. Okay. Okay, these are the certain important compounds which we are going to study in this entire chapter, and you should be knowing what are all the names it is called as. Different places they will use different names, but things are going to be same. Okay, so this IUPAC name just now I told you methanol. Okay, and commercial name is formaldehyde. What is the commercial name? Formaldehyde. Okay, then this is most important. Every now and then you will be using it. Okay, so it is IUPAC name will be ethanol. IUPAC name will be ethanol. Okay, but it is more famous as a commercial name. Commercial name is acetaldehyde. What is the commercial name? Acetaldehyde. Okay, then this one, this one is called as benzaldehyde. Okay, benzaldehyde. Benzaldehyde. Okay, see there is, they both appear to be very same. Okay, but they are not same. This is considered as a side chain over here. This is the main chain and this is the side chain. And one good thing is that when this came in very olden days, this came as an exam and they gave you option as a ortho benzaldehyde. Okay, so they ticked that option. Understood? But it is not ortho. Ortho, meta, para will be there in the di, well, when it is di substituted benzene. Okay. Now after substituting, this will become ortho and this will become ortho. This will become meta, this will become meta, this will become para. Okay. So whether if it is a mono substituted, whether I write here, whether I write here, whether I write here, whether I write here, everywhere it is same. There is no active sites. They are called as active sites. Okay, so don't think that I will write the CHO here, then it is going to be meta. Okay, now meta, ortho and para is not generated. They will be generated only when second substitution takes place. Okay, so this is benzaldehyde. Now here numbering will be done from here. Okay, so this is treated as a substitute, so it will be 2-phenyl. What it is going to be? 2-phenyl ethanol. 2-phenyl ethanol is a IUPAC name, otherwise 2-phenyl. Okay, 2-phenyl. 2-phenyl acetaldehyde. 2-phenyl acetaldehyde is commercial name. Okay, so this is the most important aldehyde which we are going to use it in this chapter. Not only in this chapter, in examination, especially while writing in the terminology, not giving formulas. Even formulas also they are giving, they may give you confusing. Okay, so that's why you should be ready in all aspects. Okay, let the question come in the form of the confusing formula, let the question come in terms of the words. In all direction you should be prepared. Okay, okay, next lot is here. This is regarding the ketones. Okay, most and most used, the ketone is this one, and this is the first ketone. Smallest ketone is this one. You can never and ever prepare a ketone less than the 3 carbon atoms. Why? Why? Because the carbonyl group in the ketone is a non-terminal. Ketone can never be on first carbon atom. Ketone can never be on last carbon atom. So if you leave first and last, then there should be at least one central carbon atom. The smallest ketone is this one. Okay, smallest aldehyde is formaldehyde, or what it is called as. Very good. It is also called as acid methanol. Okay. Now here it is IUPAC name and commercial name. There are plenty of the names are there. Commercial name is most important. It is called as acetone. What it is called as acetone. Especially in the reagent, it is used as a solvent. Okay, for dissolving the organic reagent, this finds use there. Understood? Acetone. Okay, and otherwise it is also called as prop. IUPAC name I am telling you. Single bond AN and on ketone is propanone. Okay, and here you need not to mention the ketone position because there is no other option. Understood? Because ketone cannot come over here, ketone cannot come over here, so you need not to write any number over here. Propanone. Okay, otherwise previous in place, this is a commercial name, and conventional name used to be dimethyl. Okay, what will be the name? Dimethyl ketone. The name is going to be dimethyl ketone. Okay, now let us be fast enough. So this is, there is no commercial name. Okay, this is not much commercially used, that's why there is no commercial name over here. Okay, now in common name, ethyl methyl ketone. What is the name? Ethyl methyl ketone. Okay, is the first name. Understood? Second thing, it can be butane. 4 carbon are there, so IUPAC name will be butane. Okay, and ketone suffix will be ONE. Is it understood, students? Butane on. Okay, so but butane on, here problem is that you need not to mention numbering here also, because this can be here, that time numbering will be done from here. If it is here, numbering will be done from here. There is no chance of the writing here because it is a non-terminal functional group. Okay, so then coming to the most important. Understood? So this is called as, this is a ketone, and here 2 carbons are there. Acetophenone. Commercial name, this is most important commercial name. Acetophenone. Okay, what it is called as? Aceto. 2 carbons are there, aceto, and phenyl group is there, pheno, and ketone is there, phenone. Okay, otherwise common name will be methyl phenyl ketone. Methyl phenyl ketone. Is it understood? Now can you tell me the name of this one? Diphenyl ketone. What it is called as? Diphenyl. Okay, diphenyl ketone is one way of naming it. Understood? Otherwise benzophenone. One thing, this is called as benzo, and this is phenyl. Okay, so this is also called as benzo. What it is called as? Benzophenone. Okay, so these are the some most important and but asked in different names. Okay, first one is acetone, propanone, and dimethyl ketone. Okay, next coming to the this question, ethyl methyl ketone, ethyl methyl alphabetically followed, and ketone. Okay, otherwise IUPAC name is butanone. Most important one, this one. Okay, so there is one more important thing, aldehyde, that is very important for the competition point of view. What is that? It is like this, C double bond OH. There are plenty of ways to confuse you. Okay, so can you name this compound? Okay, this can be written like this. This can be sometimes written like this also. Okay, sometimes this can be written CHO, very simplest form, CHO twice. Okay, so like this they may give you. Understood? but all are same only. Compound is same, but the way of writing is different, and it is commercially important. It is called as glyoxal. Okay, this is the commercial name, glyoxal. Otherwise, its IUPAC name is going to be two carbons are there. How many carbons are there? Two carbons are there. Okay, so two carbons are there. Uh, what it is called as two carbons are there. That's why ethane. Okay, ethane 1,2-diol. Okay, what is the name here? Ethane 1,2-diol. Okay. Okay, very important point of view. So especially when you write the notes, you should give it a preference. You should write it in such a way that when you open that page, that should be highlighted. Okay, these things are need to be highlighted. Is it understood, students? Okay. So these. So after studying the both topics, introduction to aldehyde and ketones, and after studying the next topic, naming of the important compound, we are going to start with the third topic. What is the topic? Preparation. Okay. So preparation, I am dividing it into how many parts? Three parts. Okay. So what is that part? Preparation of both. There are certain common methods. Okay. Both aldehyde and ketones. Okay, aldehydes and ketones both can be prepared together. Okay, they are common methods. Understood? What they call it as a common method. Okay, then method specific methods of, okay, specific methods of aldehyde. Okay, these methods are used only for preparation of aldehyde. Okay, then coming to the specific methods, okay, of ketone only. Understood? So these type of method only we will prepare ketone. In this method we are preparing only aldehyde. These are the common methods. Okay, so first we are going to study and concentrate on this. Okay, so what are those? Let us see. Okay, now we are going to study very first beginning method by the oxidation of alcohols. By the oxidation of alcohols. Okay, the advantage of organic is that if you study something in one chapter, it is going to be revised in the next chapter. Okay, I think most of you have covered in the similar topics in the alcohols also. But there you will study under the heading of properties of alcohols. Okay, in the properties of alcohols of previous chapter is going to be preparation of these compounds. Okay, so that means almost everything you are going to study two times. One will be in properties, another will be in preparation. Suppose in properties of something, haloalkanes are produced, that you will study in the preparation of haloalkanes. Okay, so that's why what you have to do, you should memorize everything in the previous chapter only. So if you study haloalkane, it is going to help you in the different chapters. Suppose there amines are formed, that again you are going to study in the preparation of amines. Okay, like this already you have studied in the alcohols, but again we are going to study in the preparation of aldehyde and ketone. Okay, so but for easiness, I am revising it here only. Okay, so I am revising it here. These are the most and most important. As a student, what you should do, you should write all this reagent daily at least 2 to 3 times. Okay, organic more and more times you write by your own hand, you will not be able to remember. Okay, when you start using it in the reaction, then it will be more memorized. Okay, so first alcohols oxidation. Here in the preparation of aldehyde and ketone oxidation, we got two types of definition. How many types of definitions we got? Two types of definition. First, either addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen. Okay, so for preparing aldehyde or ketone, from an alcohol, we are using the definition of removal of hydrogen. What we are doing? Simply we are removing the hydrogen of alcohol. How many hydrogens? Two hydrogens we are removing. How many hydrogens we are removing? two hydrogens, when they are removed, they are going to give you either aldehyde or ketone. Okay. So what is that logic? I am going to tell you here. Understood? Now, commercially important. Okay. Most and most important in the commercial aspect. At the same time, they are also important for the entrance point of view. Okay. PCC, pyridinium chromyl chlorate. Okay, what is the full name? Pyridinium chromyl chlorate. Okay, so actually it is a mixture. It is a mixture. Okay, what is the mixture? Pyridine. Pyridine means, I think everybody remember, and if you don't remember also, don't worry. So this heading I am eliminating, and this heading also I am eliminating, and I will be writing here so that you should be comfortably understand. Okay, pyridine is written in different forms. Okay, so in organic, mainly you should know that how many types the question is asked. Like this, they may write. Okay. Otherwise, they can write PY simply. What they can write? PY. Otherwise, they can write C5H5N. Okay. So these are the ways of writing pyridine. Pyridine is simply remove all elements belonging at the one corner. If this not there, then it will be replaced by the CH. Okay. So in place of the CH, I am writing it as a nitrogen. Now it will become pyridine. Okay. So PY also they may write. Okay. And C5H5N. This is the pyridine. Chromium trioxide and HCl. If they are mixed in 1:1:2, then that reagent is called as a PCC. It is a mild oxidizing agent. Which oxidizing agent? Mild oxidizing agent. Okay. Second one is Jones reagent. What is the next reagent? Jones reagent. Okay. In the Jones reagent, again, it is also a mixture. H2CrO4 in aqueous acetone. H2CrO4 in aqueous acetone. Otherwise, CrO3 in sulfuric acid. CrO3/H2SO4 in aqueous acetone. Okay. So the way examinations they are asked, that only I am writing. Understood? Reagent wise what they are writing on the arrow, that only I am writing. Okay. And third one is Collins reagent. Okay. Collins reagent and PCC both are almost same. Here pyridine is there, CrO3 is there, CrO3 is there, but only thing, in place of HCl we are using dichloromethane. What it is? CH2Cl2, dichloromethane. Okay. And here ratio also change, that is 1:2 and this is 2:1. Okay. So these three are certain mild oxidizing agent. What they are going to give you? They are going to give you alcohols converted into aldehyde and ketone. Now question arises, when will be aldehyde, when will be ketone? When it is going to give you aldehyde, when it is going to give you ketone? That question we are going to do it now. Okay. So almost like a mechanism only I am going to explain. Okay. So try to concentrate here. Okay. In previously we have studied three mild oxidizing agent. Okay. And two more mild oxidizing agents are there. They are Sarrett's reagent. Okay. Which reagent? Sarrett's reagent. Frankly speaking, it is not at all a new reagent. It is an old reagent only, like we have studied in PCC. So PCC is just this one, pyridine, CrO3, HCl. And this also we have studied, these three combination. What is that combination? Collins reagent. Okay. From the Collins reagent, he procured CH2Cl2. From the PCC, he procured HCl. And there was, it is 2 moles, but here it is all are 1 moles. Understood? That is called as a Sarrett's reagent. It is a mild oxidizing agent. Okay. Like PCC is pyridinium chromyl chlorate. Here NBS. NBS stands for N-bromo. What is the full form? N-bromo succinamide. Okay. N-bromo succinamide. Understood? That is the name of the full name. N-bromo succinamide. Okay. So what is succinamide? Succinic acid. Okay. First you should know the succinic acids. In the succinic acid, if you remove 1 mole of water molecule and it is replaced by the NH, then it will be succinamide. And in place of the H, if you write as a bromine, then it is called N-bromo succinamide. What it is called as? Succinic acid, Then succinic acid is dehydrated, then replaced with NH. In NH is replaced with the bromine. Then it is called as a N-bromosuccinamide. Understood? So 5 reagents. What are these reagents? They are mild reagents, mild oxidizing agents. Okay. Now coming to the common way of understanding. Okay, so for easy understanding, I am telling you like this. What it is, you know, alcohol. Very nice. Okay. Now, whether it is primary or secondary, it cannot be tertiary. Understood? There is no product by the mild oxidizing agent from the tertiary alcohols. Tertiary alcohols cannot oxidize, cannot be oxidized by mild oxidizing agents. Okay. So this is alcohols. How I can say they are primary or secondary? That depends on same group 1 and group 2. Okay. So when I write oxidizing agent, their purpose will be to give you oxygen. So the oxygen provided by the oxidizing agent will come and remove this hydrogen. Removal of hydrogen is called as oxidation. So this is not there, this is not there. So what they will do? They will form this group. Okay, what is this group? You remember? Very nice. This group is called as carbonyl group. Okay, carbonyl group is common for both aldehyde and ketones. Okay, now I am writing R group 1 and group 2. Okay, well, already you know that group 1, group 2. If both are alkyl group, then it is ketone. If both are hydrogen, then it is formaldehyde. If one is hydrogen and another is alkyl group, then it is going to be aldehyde, anything other than the formaldehyde. Is it understood? This is a common mechanism. Okay. So on the arrow, okay. So what I will write common, that mechanism I told you. Okay. So first what I will write 1 degree alcohol. Okay. 1 degree alcohol, mild oxidizing agent. What are the mild oxidizing agent? 5 examples I told you. Okay. Mild oxidizing agent. What is that? Collins reagent, okay, Jones reagent, Sarrett's reagent, PCC. Otherwise, these are the 3, 4, and NBS. Okay, these are the 5 mild oxidizing agent. Anything can be written on the arrow. Okay, so they are going to convert it into aldehyde. What they are going to convert into? Aldehyde. Is it understood, students? Then coming to the 2 degree alcohol. Okay, 2 degree alcohol, mild oxidizing agent. Okay, this one, this one, this one, or this one. Okay, all the 5 mild oxidizing agent. What they are going to give you? Ketone. What they are going to give you? Ketone. Understood? Reagent same. Even reactant also same. What is different then? Degree is different. What is different? Degree is different. Degree changes, then product also changes. Okay. First preparation method from alcohol, is it understood? By the oxidation of 1 degree alcohol, aldehyde is produced. From the oxidation of 2 degree alcohol, ketone is produced, and 3 degree alcohol, no ketone, no aldehyde is produced. Is it understood, students? Now, question arises, what if I am using strong oxidizing agent? Okay, what if I use a strong oxidizing agent? There are 2 examples. Okay, what are those 2 examples? KMnO4, potassium permanganate. Okay, and in the acidic medium. Okay, otherwise K2, Cr2O7 in acidic medium. Okay, these 2 are strong oxidizing agent. Understood? So if they are written on the arrow, okay, so I will take all the 3 examples together. Okay, so first one, let us take 1 degree alcohol. First one, 1 degree alcohol. If they are reacted with strong oxidizing agent, this side you are going to get carboxylic acid. Okay, what they will convert? Carboxylic acid. Okay, why? Because they are strong enough. They not only remove oxygen, sorry, remove hydrogen, but they also add oxygen. See, this is suppose 1 degree alcohol. Okay, So 1 degree alcohol will be like this. Understood? Now first oxygen, what they will do, this will do usual work. Okay, and this will be converted first as a RC double bond OH, but they are strong enough, so they will give one more oxygen. So this oxygen will go and add up here, then RC double bond OH. Okay, so what it is forming, RCOOH. Okay, so there is no use of preparing alcohols, especially when primary alcohol is there. So preparing aldehyde and ketone from the primary alcohol by using strong oxidizing agent. Okay, so we cannot prepare 1 degree aldehyde or ketone from the 1 degree alcohol by using this strong oxidizing agent. Why? Because they are going to give you what? They are going to give you carboxylic acid rather than aldehyde or ketone. They are going to give you carboxylic acid. Okay. So 2 degree alcohol if I am using, then I will get what? Ketone. What I will get? Ketone. This is the only method suitable with the strong oxidizing agent. Okay, so if it is 3 degree alcohol, again it is some drastic conditions are there. There also you will not get anything or either no effect. Okay, so from that alcohols, if we want to prepare, we can prepare only ketone, not aldehyde. And for that purpose, that also if we use strong oxidizing agent. How many examples are there strong oxidizing agent? Two strong oxidizing agent. What are those? Acidic medium, H positives. Today I am writing as H positive. In examination it can be H2SO4. In examination it can be HNO3. In examination it can be HCl. So just it can be even H3O plus also. Okay. So acidic medium is different. Medium is important. K2Cr2O7 works as an oxidizing agent only in acidic medium, but potassium permanganate can act as a oxidizing agent all three mediums, acidic, basic and neutral medium, but their performance will keep on changes. Okay, now very important topic. This is most important reagent we are going to study. Okay, so two types of reagents from alcohols only we have studied. Okay, strong and mild. Now coming to the third part. What is the third part? Is MnO2, very specialist reagent. Okay, MnO2 is an oxidizing agent, but selective oxidizing agent. The speciality lies in selective oxidation. What is the speciality of it? Selective oxidation. Okay, it selects only, it oxidizes only two oxidizing alcohols. Okay, alcohols, this should be alcohol, but either it should be benzyl alcohol. What it should be? Benzyl alcohol. Otherwise it should be allyl alcohol. Otherwise what it should be? Allyl alcohol. Okay, so before that you should have idea what is allyl alcohol. Okay, this is going to be the selective oxidation. What it is going to be? Selective oxidation. Okay, selective oxidation will be with benzyl alcohol, and as well as allyl alcohol. Okay, benzyl alcohol and allyl alcohol. Benzyl group is on benzene. On benzene, if there is one CH or this group. Okay, it is not necessary that there will be hydrogens. It can be single carbon also. Okay, so this group is called as benzyl group. Okay, so this group is called as benzyl group. Understood? And allyl carbon means adjacent to double bond carbon. Adjacent to double bond carbon. Okay, let us take an example of this one. Here adjacent carbon to the double bond carbon. This place is called as allylic. Okay, so if OH is there on this, then only MnO2 will oxidize. MnO2 will oxidize only two things. What are those two things? One is benzyl alcohol and second thing is allyl alcohol. Okay, and what it will convert it into, that depends on the available. Suppose here both are hydrogens, then it is going to give you aldehyde. If suppose one alkyl group is there, then it is going to give you ketone. Okay, same is the case over here. Okay, so depending on the what type of, like this is CH2OH, then it is going to be what? Aldehyde. Okay, if there are some alkyl groups are there, then it is going to give you ketone. Okay, MnO2 is a selective oxidizing agent which converts only benzyl alcohol or allyl alcohol into corresponding aldehyde or ketone, corresponding aldehyde or ketones. Is it understood, students? So these are the preparation methods of some preparation methods of aldehyde or ketone, common methods of preparation of aldehyde or ketone from alcohol. How many methods we have studied? Three methods we have studied. Mild oxidizing agent, in that how many reagents I told you? 5 reagents I told you. Okay. Second one, strong oxidizing agent, how many reagents I told you? 2 oxidizing agent. Third one is the specialist reagent, selective oxidation, which converts only benzyl alcohol or allylic alcohol into aldehyde or ketone. Okay, so on the arrow, if you find MnO2, you should be checking whether it is able to do it or not. Okay, so how it is able to do that, it should satisfy any of the given condition. Okay, okay, next one is by copper tube. Okay, when vapors of alcohols, when vapors of alcohols are passed through, when vapors of alcohols are passed through copper tube, okay, copper tube, then they will undergo dehydrogenation. What hydrogenation? Dehydrogenation. Okay, this is also very important, and again conditions will apply as usual. Okay, what are those conditions? Let us take, this is OH, okay, and this is hydrogen. Okay, and here also hydrogen, here also alkyl group. What type of alcohol it is? Primary alcohol. Okay. Dehydrogenation, that means removal of hydrogen only. What we have to remove? Hydrogen only, minus H2. So this bond will shift over here. Okay. So then RC, here single bond is there, double bond O and H. Okay, so finally what we are getting? We are getting aldehyde. What we are getting? We are getting aldehyde, RCHO. Is it understood, students? Now if I replace, this was the 1 degree alcohol, so when I use 1 degree alcohol, I got aldehyde. To make it as a 2 degree alcohol, what I have to do? I have to replace with one alkyl group. Okay, and it is going to be replaced with one alkyl group. That time what I am getting? Ketone. Okay, so dehydrogenation by passing the vapors of alcohol through the copper tube at 100 degrees Celsius, otherwise 373 Kelvin, they undergo dehydrogenation to give you aldehyde or ketone. 1 degree alcohol will give you aldehyde, 2 degree alcohols will give you ketone, and in your alcohol chapter also you must have studied. If not studied, you remember it again. If 3 degree alcohols are there, they undergo dehydration and they will form alkene. Okay, so even though it is not belonging to this chapter, that is the preparation of alkenes. Okay, and properties of alcohols. Both places you have studied. When 3 degree alcohols undergo same reaction, instead of dehydrogenation, they undergo dehydration. And instead of aldehyde or ketone, what they are going to form? They are going to form ketone. Sorry, alkenes. Okay. So this is about the next method. Okay. Okay. Next and most important, and already you have studied this also. Okay. From reductive ozonalysis. What is the next method? By the reductive ozonalysis. Okay. There are two types of ozonalysis: oxidative ozonalysis and reductive ozonalysis. For aldehyde, what you have to do? Just reductive ozonalysis. Okay. So I am going to tell you a technique over here. Okay. What is the technique? See here. See double bond. Alkene is there. when it is treated with ozone, it will make a beautiful home. What it will make? It will make a home wherever pi bond is there, at that place only. Okay. So what is that home? I just see here. This is a beautiful home made by the ozone. Okay. And chemist we call it as a ozonide. What we call it as? Ozonide. Okay. So now the villain comes. Okay. Ozone plus alkene forms ozonide. Villains are two. What is that? Zn oblique H2O. Okay. Zn oblique H2O. Their purpose is to break his beautiful, memorable home. Okay. Like this. So now this oxygen will be taken by zinc and become as a zinc oxide, that is something else. Okay. So now what happens? This bond, half bond, this half bond will come here. Okay. So what it is going to form? It is going to form C double bond O. C double bond O. Okay. Same way here also C double bond O. Okay. Now whether it is ketone or aldehyde, this is ketone or aldehyde, we cannot say until unless we are not told what are the groups over here. Okay. So that's why this is a common method of preparation. Okay. Simply is it understood? Like this we came. First we treated the alkene with ozone and it is a homemade. Okay. What made? This half bond and this half bond will shift here to make a full bond here, double bond. Okay, this C double bond as it is there. Is it understood? Reductive ozonolysis, most important topic. Okay, then and final preparation method is the final preparation. Okay, now final preparation method, that is by hydration. Okay, by hydration of alkynes. What is the next preparation method? By hydration of alkynes. Okay, with reagents also important here. H2SO4 oblique HgSO4. What is the reagent? H2SO4 oblique HgSO4. Okay. So here for easiness I am taking C triple bond C. Okay. Now when I add 1 mole of water molecule in the organic, the best habit is try to write water as a HOH. Okay. So this is a pi bond. If suppose OH will go this side and H will go this side. Okay. So the first product it is going to form is C double bond. Here triple bond will be converted to double bond. Okay. And here OH will be attached and here here something. Is it understood? And here what it is? Hydrogen. Okay. What it is going to be? Hydrogen. Is it understood? Here hydrogen came, so for easiness what I will do, I will write over here. Is it understood? One place OH, another place H. So now you will feel that alcohol is formed, but it is not so. Okay. Now only the magic, that magic is called as tautomerism. What it is called as? Tautomerizes. Okay. In tautomerizes, I think you remember ketoenol tautomerism. Okay. That happens because of 1,3 migration. That happens because of 1,3 migration of proton. Okay. So this is a hydrogen. It will migrate here. This pi bond will go this side. Okay. So because of that, what is going to happen? See, already one H is there. One more H will come. This double bond will become single bond. And that single oxygen bond will become as a double bond. Okay. So again, you should not feel that it is ketone or aldehyde. We will decide only with the group available here. Suppose hydrogen, 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 aldehyde. Alkyl, 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 ketone. Okay. So this is also common method of preparation of aldehyde or ketone. Is it understood, students? So with this we have prepared aldehyde and ketone common methods from the alcohol. Okay, just a summary. First is mild oxidizing agent. There how many examples? 5 examples. Strong oxidizing agent, how many examples? 2 examples. Then third method is selective method, that is MnO2. How many examples? Two examples. What are those two examples? Benzyl and allyl. Okay. Then dehydration by using which? Copper. Okay. And what is the reactants there and products there? There, if we are using 1 degree alcohol, aldehyde, 2 degree alcohol, ketone, and no degree, nothing. Okay, 3 degree means it will be alkene. Okay, but it will undergo dehydration. Understood? Next is oxidation with ozonolysis, reductive ozonolysis. Okay, and final one is hydrolysis of or hydration of alkanes with H2SO4 and HgSO4. Okay, now it is you to practice the questions based upon this. More and more practice you make after the topic. Two things are necessary in organic. Every day I tell you that writing a good notes and practicing immediately on the same topic. Okay. Now it from whichever book you should see which topic are covered, and with that topic how many questions you are able to do. Okay. See you, have a nice day. These are certain preparation method. We are going to still continue some more preparation methods in our future class.